Hello, welcome. I've got with me today two of our coaches at HXWizw, Nina Maldonado from AkzoNobel and Leah Menta from Novartis. And Nina and Leah coach with us in addition to what they do in their full-time roles in their respective companies. And I want to just get it a little bit familiar with the both of you and a little bit about your backgrounds and things that you do and in your own organizations, and help us understand a few things that you do in terms of supporting building capabilities across your organizations, or that you would advise others to do. So let's start first with Nina and talking about, tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in employee experience, and how you got to where you are today.
Thank you. I'm originally from Ecuador. I was born and raised in Ecuador, and I came to the Netherlands, where I'm based since the year 2000. I have 25 years of experience in human resources, people management. And at one point in time in my career, I was in charge of employee engagement at that time. And that allowed me to really come across to a lot of data and information about what employees wanted. And that's what triggered in me something about, okay, can we do something not only for employees, but with employees in order to address their biggest concerns and really increase that engagement. And that's when I got started with employee engagement at that time. Later on, I discovered the world of employee experience by making a shift in my career in innovation, learning a lot about customer experience, user experience, and then I realized we could actually bring all this knowledge and tools into the world of employees. And hence I got really hooked up into this environment of employee experience. So that's about me to get us started.
Thank you very much. Leah, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are today.
Great. Thanks, Elliot. It's great to be here. So I have about 25 years experience, like Nina, starting from digital and then in marketing and product and different product marketing, consumer and pharma products. And those things really were the sort of lead up to then, of course, people management. And that's been amazing now coming into employee experience, because what I realized, and like Nina, there's been many parallels to the tools we use in marketing. So for example, we use customer journeys, we use a lot of research. A lot of these tools have parallels to human-centered design. And when you get really involved in them and passionate about it, you also realize that when I learned more about design thinking and did some certification in design thinking, that just led me to an aha moment about how amazing it is to be able to merge this background of digital marketing and bring it into the design thinking environment, and then to make tangible improvements in different parts of the business. So not just focused on a single product, but broader. And so that's been the connection to my background and coming into employee experience.
Excellent, thank you. And starting with Leah, can you tell us a little bit about what are some things that you learned that helped you most along the way? Tell us a little bit about some experience or some tools or methods that you found particularly helpful.
Yes, so the suite of human-centered design tools is incredibly rich. And like I said before, there are some parallels to classic marketing tools. So for me, journey mapping and insight gathering has become real table stakes for what we do in employee experience and people experience. So meaning really deeply understanding and empathizing with your customer or your user, and then designing specifically for them based on their most critical pain points or needs. And so for me, what those tools do is just give us a plethora of opportunity to then develop what's actually the more tangible solution, as opposed to something that's just not designed for purpose. And these things have been really helpful for me, and I realized the tool set itself is extremely rich. And the more, it's been 3.5 years now, and the more I work in this field, the more I realize from human-centered design, the tool set is extremely diverse, and you can actually use it for so many different challenges and different business projects.
Thank you. Nina, how about yourself? What did you learn along the way that's really helped you the most?
Yeah, I cannot concur less than with with Leah. I mean, just absolutely the same thing. I have discovered that most of the tools that you use in human-centered approach are tools that I first was not even aware of. And when I started discovering in this innovation environment and more customer-driven environment, I realized that they really help us to put ourselves in the shoes of the person for whom we are trying to solve any problem. And that to me is probably one of the richest elements that I can have in order to really come up with better solutions for whoever I'm doing or I'm trying to find a better solution. So discovering, a good and a better way to empathize with my users has been for me probably one of the biggest assets I have found in bringing a more human-centered approach into the work that I'm doing. And as Leah said, this is something that you can take with you anywhere, right? You can apply it for any in any environment, for any project, for any initiative. So it really adds much more value. And you see that the feedback that we normally get from the users, the employees, or the customers is much more positive and much more valuable because they feel that they are recognized in that process. So I would say that has had for me the biggest impact.
Thank you. In our webinar next week, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to build capability across the organization and focusing on, for example, HX champions. What are some 2 or 3 tips that you want to talk about? Maybe give us a little teaser or advance a little preview of what you might talk about how to build champions in an organization. And go ahead, Leah or Nina, would you like to go first on this one?
Yeah, for sure. There's quite a lot that can be done, but from the point of view of really building capabilities in an organization, I would say it's always important to start small. Bring some examples, what you can do differently so that you can get your early adopters, people who really might be more interested in it, and they will start becoming your champions. So have a couple of cases where you can start applying these tools and these methods and make an impact and make a difference that will help you in that journey. That's one of the things that we're going to talk about it. The second one is that don't think that you need to do it all yourself and by yourself. So you can bring the tools, you can bring the methods, but it's also important to use or ask some of the people who are interested to join you in this journey. And I have done this, and we started very small, and we have grown up our network really quite big within the company. So definitely something that works. Leah?
And for Leah.
Thanks, Elliot and Nina. I fully agree, and there's actually so many ways to build a network. Obviously, each company has their own unique culture and approaches. But what we found is that, in fact, as you collaborate across different parts of the business and you start to share insights and the tools and the learning, it really spreads in an amazing way because, like I said, from being a marketer and then coming into human-centered design, you actually start to see how applicable the tools are for no matter what area of the business you're in, and how the solutions can help you get much more quickly to the right solutions. And even if it isn't the right solution, for enabling you to then discard a potential option. So actually, what, we tested it and it didn't work. So the cross collaboration across different parts of the business I found was really, really important. In terms of using insights as another area that's very, very important, and sharing those insights with different team members. There's just so many areas, but I think that's a teaser of the top 2 is really leveraging the insights you have and bringing the cross-dimensional and multifunctional teams together so that you can work on solutions.